Hi, my name's Steve Martile. How to raise your influence. That's what I want to talk to you about in this video. And I want to actually share a nugget, and I also have an invitation at the end of this video that I'll be sharing with you. But how do you raise your influence? An example would be you're in an interview. You're interviewing for a job, or you're interviewing with a company, and maybe you're going to have a major role in that company. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're going to have a smaller role. But how do you influence? How do you interview? How do you influence the interviewee, the person interviewing you? If you think about that, this is how I do it, okay? I want to get your feedback, but this is how I do it, okay? How do you influence others, right? We all want to have some sort of influence on other people. We want to have impact on other people, but how do we do it? And how do we do it without coming off as freakishly controlling, trying to manipulate people? How do we do it without coming off as that, right? Well, the way to do it is to raise your energy, okay? Let me explain. This is not that esoteric, okay? It's not that fluffy or sort of touchy-feely, but it is, okay? So I was talking to a couple guys last week. We got together for a couple beers, and we were talking about how when we're feeling really awesome and good about ourselves, we have more influence over people. And so what I was saying to them is that when I get the most energy is when I have a basic rule, okay? And it's just like something that I run my life by because it helps me feel more in tune with who I am. And it's really simple. When I meet someone, if they bring me down, they're out of the picture. If I meet someone and they bring me up, I want to hang out with them more, okay? So recently I've got a mastermind together. We've been running for 6 weeks, and every time I get on the phone or on Skype with these guys, we're all coaches, we get on the phone, my energy goes up. So to me, that's something I'm going to continually do because it brings my energy up. But you know the people in your life. Like maybe you talk to people in your life, or you know a colleague at work, and as soon as you even come near them, your energy fades, it drops. Well, what happens is when your energy drops, so does your influence, right? So what you want to continually do, or what I do, is I look for situations, people that raise my energy and bring me up. And if they don't, they're out. It's really simple. I've had long-term friends I used to hang out with in high school, and we had to have that hard conversation where I'm getting the phone calls all the time talking about how bad their life is. And I'm like, dude, like if you keep calling me and telling me how bad your life is, then this is not going to work for anymore. Because when you talk about how bad your life is, it brings me down. Talk about what is bringing you up. Talk about what is lighting you up. Talk about what you're excited about. Talk about where you're going and what's next for you. If you do that, then I'll get excited and you raise my energy and I'll want to be around you. So if you want to influence people, what I've always found really works is influence yourself by making choices about who you're going to be with and what situations you're going to be around. They're going to raise your energy. If you're around situations that always tire you out and drain you, then at some point you're going to ask yourself, is this bringing me closer to what I want or further away? And if it's bringing you further away, it's time to cut it out. It's like any choice that you ever make about what you're going to eat, who you're going to hang around with, what situations you're going to entertain, you should always be asking yourself the question, is it bringing me up or is it bringing me down? And if it's like having a coffee and you get this huge rush and then a sugar crash after, ask yourself, is this bringing you towards you want, towards closer to what you want, or further away? Is it giving you energy or is it taking it away? And if you find that the things that you're doing, the choices you're making are taking away your energy, then it's also taking away your influence. So kind of my rule of thumb is the way to raise your influence is to raise your energy and to ask yourself before you, not in that moment, but right before you get in that situation is like, do I want to hang out with this person? Do I want to do this right now? And if the answer is no, then be honest with them. Because it's really about you. This entire journey, this entire thing, where you want to have more influence, we'll go back to the interview example. If you want to have more influence in that interview, I have a really good friend who's really good at interviews. And I said, well, how do you do it? And he's like, well, he goes, I just always been really good at it. But if you listen to the guy for 5 minutes, what you find is he talks about the things that he's confident about. He doesn't talk about the things that he's insecure about in an interview. He talks about the things that he's confident about. And as he talks about the things he's confident about in that interview, he gets more confidence. He gets more energy. And what happens when you raise your energy? You raise your influence. And then the interviewee is being influenced by his energy. So I hope you found that valuable. But I got a question for you, and it's more of an invitation. What do you do to raise your influence? What kind of works for you? What are the kind of secret nuggets that you do? What are the tricks that you do? What are the questions you ask yourself to actually raise your influence? And I'd love to hear them in the comments below. Thanks for watching. My name's Steve Martile. Be in touch real soon.